Hello everybody and welcome back. In the previous video, we have seen how to connect one external LED to the Raspberry Pi Pico and how to blink it. Now in this video, we will see how we can connect 4 external LEDs to the Raspberry Pi Pico and how to blink it. So first of all, we need to make our connections. So first let's do that and then we will go to the coding. So here on the right hand side, I have my Raspberry Pi Pico board ready. And we need 4 LEDs here, so I will go to add a new part and I will choose 1 LED and 2 LED, 3 and 4 LEDs. And we also need 4 resistors because we already said that we will be emulating this just as we are doing on the actual hardware. So we will also add 4 resistors. So I will take 1, 2, 3 and 4 resistors. Alright, so let me arrange the LEDs. Let's say that I want to choose this yellow color for my LED. So this is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. So we have our LEDs here, and let me place resistors also. Okay, now let us make the connections. So from the anode of the LED, we will connect to the resistor, and from the resistor we'll connect to one of the pins. So here I'm using GP0. So GP0 is connected to the resistor and it is connected to the anode of the LED. Okay, so the first LED is connected to GP0 of the Raspberry Pi Pico, and let me do it for the next LED. I'll take it from here. Let me bring it to the resistor here, and from the resistor I will connect it to, let's say, GP1 here. Okay, so we have made the connection to GP1. So that is the pin we are using for the second LED. And the third LED, let me bring it this way and connect it to one end of the resistor. And from the resistor, we will take it to one of the GP pins, let's say GP2. Okay, so we have used GP0, GP1 and GP2. And the last LED also, let me bring it like this. And we'll go down and make it connected to one end of the resistor here, and from the resistor we will take it to one of the GP pins, let's say GP3. Okay, so we have connected the LEDs to GP0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now what we need is we need to make the ground connections. We need to connect the cathode of the LEDs to ground. So let me take this cathode of this LED and I will bring it to one of the ground pins here. So we can see that this is a ground pin. Pin number 8 is a ground pin here. So I'll connect it to the ground, and I want to change the color of my ground connection to black so that it will be easy to recognize. And we can use the common ground for all the LEDs. So I'll take this as well and pass it through the same path and connect it to ground 8. And that also will be black color. Okay, and we'll do the same for this one. Change the color to black, and I'll do the same for the last LED and change the color to black. Okay, so here we have the connections ready now. So as you can see, we have connected the anodes of the LEDs to GP0, 1, 2 and 3, and all the cathodes of the LEDs, I have connected them to a common ground, which is this pin number 8. So our connections are ready. Now what we need to do is we need to write the code for this. So let me just save this so that my connections stayed safe. And now let us go to the code. Now if you remember, this was the code that we had written for blinking one external LED that was connected to a Raspberry Pi Pico, which we discussed in the previous video. Now here, let me modify this code so that we can accommodate these 4 LEDs. So if you remember, in the setup function, we were initializing the pins. So here pin number 0 was used in our previous example because we used only one pin. So in our example here, we have to use all the 4 pins, pin numbers 0, 1, 2 and 3. So let me just copy the code for initializing the pin. I will paste it 3 more times, and here I'll change the pin numbers to 1, 2 and 3. So we have initialized pin numbers 0, 1, 2 and 3. Alright, now coming to the loop function, here we wrote the code for blinking the LEDs. So here, using the digital write function, we were turning on the LED that was connected to pin number 0. We were making it high and we gave a delay of 500 milliseconds, and then we were turning it off. So we say digital write the pin number to which the LED is connected and low, and we gave a delay of 500 milliseconds again. And since this was in the loop function, it would run repeatedly. That means it would go on and off repeatedly with a delay of 500 milliseconds. Now, just like we had done for one LED, we have to do for 4 LEDs now. So let me copy this code for turning the LED on, and I will replicate it 3 more times, and I will change the pins to 1, 2 and 3. So what this will do is it will turn the LEDs connected to pin numbers 0, 1, 2 and 3, which are these, and they will be turned on or high, and they will stay high or on for 500 milliseconds because we have given a delay of 500 milliseconds here. Next, we also have to turn them off to achieve the blinking. So let me copy the code for turning them off. So I have replicated this 3 more times, and I will change the pin numbers to 0, 1, 2 and 3. So now what this will do is it will turn all the LEDs off for 500 milliseconds. Okay, let me save this code and let us run and see if it is working as expected. So let me start the simulation. So you can see that all the 4 LEDs are blinking simultaneously with a delay of 500 milliseconds. So we have achieved blinking of 4 LEDs connected to the Raspberry Pi Pico externally with a delay of 500 milliseconds. And we have wrote the code for this. Now we saw that this code was quite easy. It was quite simple. All you had to do was you had to modify the connections to accommodate all the 4 LEDs. And the coding part was quite simple because we just had to replicate the pin initialization as well as turning on and off. So this code is quite easy, but think about it if this is an efficient code. Now here we have used only 4 LEDs. Now imagine if you have to use more number of LEDs. Now if you have to use more number of LEDs, at that time you will have to write these functions multiple times. So let's say that I want to connect 10 LEDs. So you will have to initialize it in the setup 10 times, then you have to turn it on 10 times, and you have to turn it off 10 times. And you will be writing this digital write and pin number and high 10 times, and also for the low you will be repeating it 10 times. Now that may not be an efficient way to code. So in the next video, I will show you how to achieve this using arrays and loops, which will make this code more efficient. So I hope you have understood how to achieve this, but in the next video, we will see how to do this more efficiently using arrays and loops. So I hope this was clear to you. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.